Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is a video series I do called Transfer Tuesday, where every Tuesday I make some sort of money move towards our financial goals. We had two big goals for this year, maxing out my Roth IRA with the full $6,000 and paying down on our mortgage to be able to drop the PMI by the end of the year. We had completed maxing out the Roth IRA in June. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do starting in July for goals. I don't want to focus solely just on paying down the mortgage since we still will be making those monthly payments every month. I didn't want to get too aggressive on that. So I've decided to switch gears a little bit and focus on some various sinking funds that I am establishing. So I've talked about in some other videos creating various sinking funds to save up for different types of activities. So the three new ones that I've created are one specific for travel, one for kids' expenses and activities, so things like soccer or summer camps, things like that, where it's large sums of money that are needed at one time. And then the other one would be Christmas. So that one I'm a little bit struggling with. I like the idea of planning ahead for it. However, I'm not one to wait till November or December to start Christmas shopping anyways. So for example, this month I've already purchased a couple of items. I'm not sure if I will do them for birthday or Christmas. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually use that one, maybe a little bit, just to help with some, but not fully, since I kind of tend to buy things throughout the year. I'll tend to have a bin in our basement where I will buy gifts and put them in the bin and then use them later or for birthday parties or things like that. Anyways, so that was one of the items I decided to do for this week for Transfer Tuesday, was to transfer $100 into the sinking fund dedicated for our kids' activities. Just knowing that this summer, those activities, particularly the summer camps and things, have been killing our budget. Very expensive to have two kids in summer camp and one in daycare. So thinking ahead and planning ahead for some of those expenses, I think will help in our month-to-month budgeting and not feel that strain that we are right now this summer. So I put $100 into that account. The other one that I mentioned last week, if you tuned in, was a new account, savings account that I have decided to start. And this one, my goal is to be able to save up $20,000 by June of 2023. So again, another very aggressive goal. And while part of me felt like I should be dedicating any money I can to that, because that is a huge goal, I also want to be able to still fund those sinking funds because there's a specific amount of money that I know I need for certain things. So I have to be able to do that in order to have that money for next summer or spring/summer. So last week when I did kick off that new savings account, I kicked it off with $500. I also talked about how I had moved a little bit of money around in there. And then this week I added another $100 only to that. So not a huge amount, not earth-shattering by any means, but that will put me at a total of $685.58 in that account, making it 3% of the way to my goal. So not too shabby, I guess, but also not anything earth-shattering by any means. But it's all about the steps and the process and being consistent every single week. And no matter what savings goal I'm putting that money towards, it's still a win and it's still working towards those different goals that we have. So regardless of what it is, I'm okay with it. Honestly though, we were struggling with our budget this last kind of go around. I've been playing with kind of doing pay period budgeting. Trying out a new template, and it's not really working for me. I'm struggling with it. I just don't know. I think I need to put more time into trying to figure it all out. But we had kind of ran our checking pretty much to our zero amount, so there wasn't a whole lot in there, but I did just receive a reimbursement check for our dependent care reimbursement, so I can get $5,000 pre-tax money to pay for childcare. So then I submit receipts and then I can get reimbursed that $5,000. So I got $2,385 of that from some of the receipts I just submitted. So we are going to use that, pay off some of our credit cards, and kind of just start fresh, and maybe that will help me with the budgeting a little bit better. I mean, by no means are we not able to pay our bills or anything like that, but the numbers just weren't lining up in that tool that I'm using. We are still just fine with our actual budget, and I track that in a couple of places, but that is fine. So I decided just to kind of just do 2 smaller ones this week, pay those credit cards, get that kind of as a reset, and kind of see where we're at and how much additional then we can funnel towards some of those other goals. We do have a vacation coming up in August, so that was another expense I had put on our card for an Airbnb. So this week was a total of $200 towards 2 different sinking funds, one for kids' expenses and then one for my secret savings that I will have to, you'll have to wait to find out what that money gets used for come June. Keep it suspenseful. So $200 was what we were able to do this week. So I will be back again next week to share what kind of money moves we make. So have a great week.